Okay, I think it should be live and ready. Just checking the audio levels. I have a new filter on the audio, so hopefully it is blocking out the sound of the fan better and picking up the voice better. All right, I'm gonna be working on ISS Vanguard stuff. I'm also still like watching the health of the stream. It dips every now and again. Um, I don't know if that's still just bad internet in my area or what. So here is the reference material for these guys. So some bright pink. I don't know if this Doomfire magenta is going to come across correctly. We'll try a little piece, maybe on the bottom back, and see how it looks on one of them. It's kind of purple. It's kind of really purple. Maybe I'll do that and then come back with and line. I think I'll line it. Ooh, the back's going to be hard. Maybe I can dry brush it. I don't really have another pink option. Try this one. Let's cover that up. As Barrett likes to say, some oopsie paint. This is better. It's probably going to take more than one coat, though. So let me do the front side. I guess this is an okay brush. About a little closer. All right. I may choose to still come back and highlight some of these ridges. Actually, I'll see. But maybe coming back. Or I just move on to get towards the completion of a project. I'm trying not to hit the parts that are coming out so that those can be green. It does look like the tips kind of blend a little bit though on the standee's art. Okay, how am I going to fix that dark spot? Let me get a little bit of white. This is a little more tricky. With this size of brush. What is this saying? Now there was a hiccup. I want the tone to match, so there was a little light there. I don't know if tone is the right word. The color. Just say the color. I'm sure I had to take an art class at some point when I was in school, but I don't remember. How the heck did I get paint up there? I don't remember taking an art class. And I was in school a long time ago. So I don't think it's like a recent like funding thing or anything. Decent start. Just want to get this pink on here. Gonna try to stick as best I can to the speed paint mentality. Just get some paint on there. Make it look tabletop ready. And play. I've tried to find information on like a painting order for this game, but I haven't found a decent list. I mean, there's some suggestions. I don't know if people just don't want to be too spoilery or what. I think I will do like the tips of these tentacles. And then we'll let some of the green blend onto it. Or it's not going to be fast enough where it actually blends. I guess I could try. pretty hot out here again. I want this to dry out. Okay. Yeah, it would look kind of weird if the tentacles are also, if they're not pink. But I mean, they're green on the, they're green with a little pink on the tips. So let's just add a little bit of green and then we'll try to maybe feather some of the green onto there. Not too worried about coverage on this because some of it's going to get covered back up with green. Just want to get a little bit of the pink color on the tips. That was a lot of paint, and that was a lot of paint. Gonna come back and harvest some of that paint. Move it around. If I was doing these like non-speed paint, I would spend the time to actually, make the wet palette, add some medium. Really blend the colors. But this is not like a showpiece. This is just a monster that might be on the board for a very brief time during any one playthrough. All right. Now the question is which green? I don't remember which green I used for this guy, but I think I want a different green. So, actually maybe this Militarum green. Oh, I don't know why this thing keeps dropping frames. Why it has such a hard time with the bit rate. Like it'll be fine for quite a while and then it's hosed. I want to go smaller brush. Yep, I think this is the right green. Except this green is not too dark. See how it dries where the transitions are to the pink. Kind of really loading it up right there as a test to see if putting a lot on there. At the transition point is the way to go. I think the pink needed to be lighter. I could have watered it down. I shouldn't say watered it down, I would have diluted it with contrast medium. So it's not water, technically. Not too shabby. I think I would have liked this green on that other guy better too. But it's fine. He looks fine. It's kind of interesting. The transitions on the video are much harsher than they are in person, which is kind of interesting. And by that I mean it looks more just like a flat line on the video. But when I'm looking at it here, it's more like a transition, not just a flat line of pink and then green. I also could have done like a feathering technique with less paint on the brush. To have a little more blended looking area. All right, I'll switch to the bigger brush where I don't need to be as careful. Oh, I missed some smaller tentacle, or I don't know what these parts here are now. They're not really tentacles. Let me see if I can get it with this brush and not get too much pink. This is an organic creature, so there's not going to be perfect lines. There could be some of the green on with some of the pink. How do I want to do the rocks this time? We'll go back and look at the standee. And as things dry, you can start to see the white peeking out if it didn't get hit enough. Let that one dry. Six o'clock is like peak internet time, maybe. It's Friday, though. People with lives are supposed to be out doing stuff. I know there's a way to check the logs or something to see. Is that here? Nope. I'll have to mess with it after. Is the sound coming through okay? I'm sure the video's probably been getting choppy at times based upon what it's reporting to me. Could always take the frames per second down, but I don't know if you can do that in the middle of a stream. Highly doubt it. There's not a whole lot more to do on this. Just double check that there's not a whole lot of white showing. Maybe play with the blend a little bit. That was way too much paint. Come back and harvest some of that. I actually don't mind that it gets a little bit on the pink part. The web part, not the tentacle. Well, that was... Where did all that paint come from? I don't want that much overlap. Okay, I just made it a little darker. It's fine. Everything's fine. It's a happy little accident. As Bob Ross would say. It's on my mind because they're probably still doing it. I think they do it on the weekends. There's like a channel that streams Bob Ross painting. All right. In front of that one dry for a second. Now see, as it dries, I can see some white poking out right there. It's got to get hit with some color. Now I can switch, maybe. Did I get that back on that? It's pretty dark. We'll go back and check them in a minute. All right. Switching brushes. Oh, you know what? I probably won't be able to resist going back and painting those teeth. I might have to paint the teeth. That'll be a nice added little detail. Almost done. Oh, excuse me. Had to sneeze. Okay, let's double check this one. It's pretty covered. It's pretty good. All right, so I think I want to go for like a lighter brown. Rose Dunes, maybe. And we don't need to be too precise with this. So we're going to use the old workhorse brush. Get a bunch on there, move it around. I want to let this dry before I come back with the victory lap around the rim on the base. Hope this isn't too light. Can always do a second coat with contrast paints if it's not covering the way you want it to. I'm not mad at this though. Again, just a fast tabletop ready. Are these not the same sculpt? Oh, yeah, they are. I don't know why that rock looked different for a second in the front. That would have been interesting if they had the same sculpt for the enemy, but like a different base sculpt. That's just more money though. Why would they do that? Why would they do that? Don't think I'm going to build a wet palette just to do these teeth. handy dandy paper plates, some bone white. Just need a drop. It's so hot it's going to dry out quick though. What is it right now? It's 102 right now. It's only supposed to be 108 tomorrow though, so we got that going for us. All right. I don't know if this brush is going to be small enough. Okay, it's fine. I don't even know if this detail is going to come through. Guess I could cap it off with some bright white too. Little teeth like this are interesting because you usually have to like hit it from more than one angle. Let's get everybody from this side. Flip it. Like this maybe. Try not to put our hand all over the freshly painted area. I go a different angle for this one. I've had some of these brushes for so long, some of them are starting to get a little more worn than others. Teeth. It's weird that you can see it better like when it's at a strange angle. That's bone white. I almost feel like going back and like just tapping the tops of them with some pure white. This is always a nice little touch when you can do one of these fast undercoat methods. I think it's all the rage to call it slap chop now. But you do that on the bulk of it, but then you can find some little parts that you can pick out and add a little bit more detail. It's kind of like it's what I did with the players, the heroes, I guess. The crew minis, maybe, is the right word for this game. I did them in almost solid section colors, but not really, so I then go back and like pick out some details like the guns for the soldiery looking ones. There was a white spot that didn't get covered in pink or green there. It's amazing what you can see going back several times and re-looking at stuff. Everyone's almost always their harshest critic on their own painting. I just like playing with painted stuff better than gray stuff. I think it adds to the I don't know if immersion is the right word. It adds atmosphere more, maybe that's not right either. I don't know, it just looks cooler. All right. Teeth. I'm not going to go back. Just going to put the rim on it. What I've referred to several times as the victory lap. After I get paint all over my finger. Normally I can get away with using the big old workhorse. Gotta make sure the tape is out of the way though. Actually, you know what? This is so much easier when you take them off of this thing, because you can get a better angle. The teeth should be dry by now. Get a nice sideways angle on it. because there actually is an edge, if you can hold the brush at the right angle, you'll just be on the part that is base. Not base, I mean like the rim of the base. Now with this Pro Acryl Black, I like to do 2 coats, so I'm just going to let that dry. It's so amazing to me what going around the edge of the base adds to the like completeness look of it. I mean, it just looks like, you don't have like the little pieces of paint down on the rim base. It just makes it look finished. All right. It's almost time to change this tape when it's getting uncooperative like this. Sometimes it does stick. It comes right off. Comes right off. All right, dry. Okay. Let me look something up here real quick. Also running a speed test real quick while the rims are probably dry already. I bet that was impacted by the stream, because that was terrible. All right. One more time around. Just gets a lot better look, and you got covers up any little spots that might be poking through with one light coat on the rim the first time. All right. We will add those guys to our done, it's not really a pile, done group of done guys. All right. What else do I have over here? Got these two guys. It looks like more green and pink. Is there something else? I want to look in the standees box. Oh, this one's got some blue and some like flesh color. The model has a lot more teeth in there. Which could be fun. A lot of teeth to pick out on this one. And then this guy's got some purple and black. He's kind of sitting on a bed of flesh colored looking stuff. All right, we'll work on these guys. A bit bigger base on these ones. Check something real quick. What are you doing, phone? Okay. Oddly enough, it's actually... There was one real extreme dip right after I did that speed test, but now it's kind of maintaining. I hate my internet provider. Not a fan. Okay. I'm not going to do this guy because we just worked on a bunch of pink and green, although there is some blue there. This looks like brains, but it's not. According to the source material, I almost feel like doing it in that color we used for the rocks. Then maybe coming back with a light flesh color on these, what look like veins on the top. As a highlight, I will do purple on these bulbs. And not the pink on the bottom, although it's kind of a it's kind of a pink fleshy color too. I wonder if like a regular pink acrylic with what kind of... Oh, you know what? I guess I could try to mix something for that. Do that part last. And then we're going to go straight jet black on the talons. That'll be a nice contrast. I'm not going to have to worry about getting stuff on the talons. Just need to watch the purple. And then need to find a nice dark gray, which I might just use an acrylic and then come back with a black wash over it for this little armor piece on the front and this big thing on the back. Actually, we'll do a lighter gray. Maybe I'll just wash it the way it is right now. Let's leave it and wash it and see how it looks. Because it's got a nice it's got a nice dry brush on it already. So it's just this weird... We don't have to match the source art, but it's inspiration, right? So, I mean, this is a little more yellow than what's in there. Snakebite leather, maybe. We're gonna do snakebite leather. We go all the way down to the talons. Leave that part. All right. We're committing. I think I'm going to do a normal acrylic on that part back there, so I'm not too worried about that. And I'm not too worried about hitting the talons because I'm going to come back over that. But I do need to be careful around this little mask looking thing. And this bulb thing. I also don't want to overlap my old work too much because then it can get dark in just certain spots. I actually like the darker. This part's not the mask part. It might get covered up later. Pulling some of it off right there where it got a little thick. And to correct some oopsies. So then I think this part here would actually be the brown. I want to leave that. My wife is chatting in the chat. I actually almost think that this pink that we used on the other one will be good for the bulbs. This looks very funky. It's extra thick or something weird. I just used it on the other Mini. Like it's not going on smooth or something. I guess it's drying okay. Needs some time to do its contrast thing, I guess. All right. I'm not gonna add any more. Maybe because it's brown. I don't know. I'll see if I even need to, or want to do those. So we got these weird ground structures with the mushrooms, plus these like tentacle things. So might try this rosy flesh here. Whoops. Well, that came out entirely too hot. Got a mixing brush which is older than my workhorse brush. I will move some of this elsewhere because the cap totally squeezed out way too much. I'm going to add some contrast medium to the stuff I set aside. To try to thin it down. See what happens. Okay, it's not letting the highlights show through enough. So what I'm going to do is I'll just let this dry then. And I will use like a flesh wash over it to get the effect. It's actually starting to pull away. I don't know if that's going to darken it up enough, but we'll see. I don't want to use... Well, I mean, it is the ground. Maybe putting agraths... Jeez, I can't talk. Agrath's Earthshade over it might not be that bad of a thing, actually. Let's certainly darken it up. It would make it more brownish. Clearly, because it's Earthshade. I think I'm just going to go with straight acrylic for this part. And then I will cover it up. This part I would not brown. Oh. Let's just be completely off camera. So this could actually show how you can get two different effects with different undercoats depending upon what you put on top of it. Just want some different colors on this thing. There's a talon right there. Could even go Magos purple over these mushrooms. I'm going to come back and hit that talon, so again, I'm not worried about getting any color on it right now. The other question is then what to do with these little tentacle things that are like sticking out off the top. And I got to pick a gray for this big carapace thing. This brush is too big to get in there. Okay, the bottom actually looks dry already. So let's see what it looks like putting, like, right, what is it called? The flesh shade. Where's the flesh shade? Rifle's flesh shade over it. So we don't just want a flat color like that. We want there to be depth and shadows and highlights. That part wasn't dry. Might have had a little extra contrast, medium on that part. But I like the change already, and as soon as that dries, it might need another coat of that to make it look even better. Okay, and then I think I will do the Magos purple. Or do I want to do that up there. Hmm. Let me just do straight Magos purple on those little tentacles on the top. It's much thinner and lighter. And we'll do the Magos over the mushrooms. So we have some tie-in. We also have some differences. It's very light purple with just one fast coat. A little bit more on there. I don't know if these mushrooms are supposed to be like part of the creature or just part of the environment. But it kind of looks like it's part of the creature. And I don't think you get enough of a dark gray when you do the gray contrast paints that are available. So I think I am going to get an acrylic, paint this, and then wash it with Nuln Oil. They might actually hit these mushroom things again. With the purple and then the flesh shade again on the bottom, just to even further differentiate, even though we had the same base color here and here, it already looks different just because of what we put over top of it. And I like the preservation of the mask here, and I'm going to keep this part back here the same. I might put the Nuln Oil wash over it just to further the shadows, and then we'll come and we'll really clean this up, and it'll look really nice once those talons are done, because right now it's kind of sloppy with some paint on the talons. So that stuff needs to dry. Let's find... Is this going to be too dark when it gets washed? I mean, it's pretty dark in the reference art. And I could always dry brush it if I really, really, really wanted to. Different colors going on. I don't know if I want to go this dark, but I don't want to go with the Pro Acryl light gray either. Maybe I don't. Maybe I do wildwood instead. Or this sewer color. Let's do some paper towel testing. This is the sewer color. It's pretty dark. Still a contrast paint, so maybe we would preserve some of the undercoat highlighting. And then this is wildwood. This one I like to use a thin coat on. It's almost not that different on the paper towel. Wildwood does have like a thicker application than. I mean, let's try this sewer color. I can always cover it up with a regular acrylic if I don't like the way it comes out. Is this going to be too close? Not dark enough? It's not dark enough or gray enough. It's too close to the other color. Yeah. I don't have like a dark gray contrast, and now it's too late because I've already covered part of it. I guess I could have used Black Templar. There's not enough of a difference for me. I want the gray. So I think I'll do London gray with Nuln Oil. This needs to dry though. Or is that not going to be dark enough? Shadow gray. Put it in front of the fan. Dry, contrast paint, dry. I like the state of the tentacles, but I may want to put more purple on the mushrooms, and I definitely want to put more of the flesh shade on the bottom part. The sound coming through okay? 7 o'clock. Sounds like the family just got home. So this will get much darker. I shouldn't say much. It'll get darker when the null oil goes on it. And it'll reestablish all of those little cracks. It has interesting pieces of texture. Oops. It looks like there's still some wet flesh shade down there. There's definitely still some wet purple magos in there. Need to let this gray dry, but it shouldn't need to dry for very long before I can hit it with the wash. I do not want to put the black on the talons yet. It's a little wet in there still. Still got to make the carapace dark, but it's getting fairly close. Again, it doesn't need to be exact. I wonder if this will focus that close. You can see the ridges on those mushrooms a little bit better close. Is that too much light? That's too much light. It's taking away light help. I think I can go back with the flesh shade again. Just want to make it a little darker. Taking it more to like a reddish brown. All right. The purple is still not completely dry. The gray might be ready. This could be a mistake. I mean, this part's obviously fine. It's just maybe down on the ridge there, but a second. I don't know, we'll find out. Do your thing, Nolan Oil. This, of course, is the new formula, Nolan Oil. It's bringing the cracks back. Might want to do another coat of the Nolan Oil on this mask part too. I like having that contrasting light gray color though, especially because this talon right here and this talon are going to be black. Those will become black. So it'll be even more another thing to contrast against. I think I want to put a little bit more purple on those mushrooms. Second coat magic. Oh man, I don't. wonder if there's a setting on this phone or something I can mess with. It's on auto right now. Just doesn't come through as well on the screen, at least the screen that I'm looking at, as it does in person. Even that's not great. I think that's dark enough on the shell. That null oil is still not dry, so it's not completely done doing its thing. I want to use this black or use this black. I do a little bit on the talons. I think this black ends up a little bit, I don't know, shinier than the one that I use for the rim of the base. I don't mind that for these talons. Trying to go a little fast here. Normally I would not paint something that was right next to a wash that was just drying. These talons might be something that I want to actually go back and highlight though. It's like a dark gray. Or something. Could look cool just having them jet black too. It's kind of reflecting the light, so it's kind of hard to tell if it's like fully covered. Is that still some primer showing through, or is it a reflection? See, it's kind of shiny. This black is kind of shiny. Hey, brah, thanks, man. Got charged a couple hours ago for Gambler's Chest shipping. Can't believe it's actually happening. Couple more talons. I'm probably not going to highlight it. Like I said, these are just... I don't even know when or if you could possibly encounter these things. So this is just tabletop quality time. Oh, there's a spot right there. Oh, I haven't looked up what the new requirements are. You ready for Gen Con? I'm actually leaving in like a week. We're doing some other family vacation stuff in Iowa on the way to Indiana. So if they do ship those mystery birthday gift things in time, I probably will be gone when it arrives. So I won't be able to bring it. It is so hot out here. This paint is drying so fast on my paper plate. I didn't feel like making a wet palette today. Since I was going to be mostly using contrast paints from the pot. Maybe if they have some at the booth, maybe I'll buy another one at the booth just so that I can get it made special. Made all special like. there's our standee source material. I mean, if I wanted to spend a bunch of time on this thing, like I said, I would go back and do these veins on top of this brain. Maybe put a real thin dark gray highlight on top of all these talons. Maybe lighten up this little part right here. I think this is going to be... Oh yeah, you want to get a Poots one? I'll do the victory lap on the base of this one. Bit of the Pro Acryl Coal Black. This is what I use to rim the bases, all my bases. I might actually film some Aeon Trespass Odyssey later tonight. Got it all set up for a fight, the next fight. I've been going back and looking at my KDM videos just to remember where I was at in the campaign. I've got 4 new miniatures painted up to play as the party, so I don't have to use the starting survivors anymore for my miniatures. Man, it is scorching hot out here. It's 101 outside right now. It's probably like 93 or something in this garage. I wonder if I should do more Nuln Oil on that carapace. I don't know. We'll see after it all. It's not all dry yet. I don't know what it is about that Vallejo black that makes the... Like, you can see the difference. Look at the difference in the talon from the Vallejo black and this coal black from the Pro Acryl. This is definitely shiny. Glossy, I guess is the right word. All right. Second time around the rim. I'm gonna have my phone and a microphone. But I'm not like planning on... I mean, I wasn't planning on doing like any interviews. I know Poot said if you want to interview him, you needed to like schedule it or something. So I'm gonna be hanging out with the guys from One Stop Co-op Shop. Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could contact the ATO guys. Yeah, just the phone and I have a lapel mic that plugs in to my phone that I've used to record before. That's a good idea, actually. Maybe I will contact them. All right. I'm going to call this one finished. Like I said, this is not groundbreaking work. It's not like a boss or a hero. Who knows if I'm ever even going to fight this guy or see this guy in the game. So this is what we got done today. These two things that are the same. Plant things. This guy, I want him to panic roll. What does panic roll make? Oh, is panic roll Townfolk Tussle? Are you what are you taking? Phone and microphone? Or are you actually taking a camera? Yeah. That coal black stuff dries so fast too. Oh, we got a press badge. Do you get it in like an hour early or something with a press badge? Maybe I'll try that next year. I have my family with me and they're like signed up for events and stuff too. So we got so far. A lot of dark. Camera, mics, tripod, and laptop. My sister actually lives in Indianapolis. I was actually thinking about if I do get some footage of something or something that I want to put up during the show, I could always go over to her house and upload it. Could go in early on Thursday. Yeah, we're getting there on Tuesday, just because I'm going to go see my sister for a little bit on Tuesday. And then we're going to get our stuff from Will Call on Wednesday and try to meet up with Rob and Mel from Rob's Gaming Table Wednesday night. And the guys from One Stop Co-op Shop should be there on Wednesday. I don't know if they're going to go downtown on Wednesday night or not. But I'm looking forward to it. I haven't been on a vacation since even a couple years before the pandemic started, so just too busy at work and stuff. So it is overdue. I do have a lot of ATO right now. That's like the only thing I've been playing. I was really busy at work again, and I just didn't really have anything else that I wanted to put up on the table right now. I've even got some more Titans back here waiting. I don't have any of these Titans yet, so I'd rather play the game and unlock them. Oh yeah, Twist. I wish they still uploaded their stuff to YouTube. But I think they just mostly been doing Twitch lately. out lately, like even for like the last year or so. These things really look dark. Darker on the camera than they do in person. Oh no. It's a weird angle for the light. Well, I think I'm going to call it. I don't want to start another miniature. It's 7:40. I need to eat some dinner. Think about if I'm going to play some ATO tonight or maybe tomorrow. I think this is an interesting location. I put the lapel mic on this boom here that's holding this camera, and I think it's picking up fine. So instead of wearing it, it's kind of in front of me. I think it's coming through okay. I need to work on the frame rates and stuff, though. But I think it's my internet again. I think my internet is pretty crappy. Okay, well, I'm going to call the stream there. Thanks for coming by, and thanks for watching. I'll chat with you later, brah. And if I don't chat with you later, I will see you at Gen Con and anybody else who goes.